Welcome out, everybody. Technical difficulties will be over in a second. I'm going to switch to a cord. I don't like the wireless.
Just pretend.
You want me to record this, Tosh?
This is no.
Hey, Brian, thanks for bringing me the speaker. Hey, Brian, thanks for bringing the speaker. Looks like it's going to be put to good use. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
Exactly. That's what you're
60s abode. I know you guys are really here to see the famous Jimmy United, but Jimmy has actually asked me to be his opening act. I've never done this before, and I found out on Wednesday, so I had like 2 days to become funny. So that joke worked better on Facebook, and maybe we'll see how it goes. But first, to tell you a little bit about I'll give you a warning about my humor. I like potty jokes. I guess there's no one else to say it, but potty? I like potty jokes too. So like the first time I met my wife's family, they're pretty, uptight's too strong of a word, but they're a lot more like, I think, strict than my family. Go over there, I'm trying to be on my best behavior. They throw in Dumb and Dumber, which I think can't go wrong there. I love Dumb and Dumber. My favorite scene by far is the hairy bathroom scene. The ex-lax, he's in there blasting, and I'm just like laughing my head off. Then I realize no one else in the room's laughing. And my fiance's family at the time is just looking at me like, you are a sicko. And then afterwards they're even saying comments to me like, I just don't laugh at stuff like that. Like that's just cheap humor. But that being said, I love cheap humor. So we're going to dive right into potty humor here. Because bathrooms are ridiculous. That's all there is to it. But think of the advances that people have had in phones, in computers. We're using the exact same bathroom technology that was invented like in the year 1900. And it's not because it was perfected. That's for dang sure. We're just naive and we don't like to think about it. So I'm going to force you guys to think about, and hopefully laugh about, how ridiculous the things we use in the bathroom are. Let's just start with toilet paper. The most ridiculous of them all. So here's a scenario for you. You're walking down the road. For some reason, middle-aged people shouldn't do this, but you trip and fall all the way to the ground, and it is a bad day because you fell right into poop. Like dog poop all over your arm. Okay? And you go back to what you learned from toilet paper, and you grab dry paper, you smear the poop off your arm, and then, this is gross, but we know, you guys all know you do this, then you look at it, and then you toss it. And then you get another piece, wipe, look, toss, wipe, look, toss. And then you wipe, you look, and there's nothing on there. And you're like, okay, I'm good to go. You toss that, you just go on with your day. You're clean now. Everything's fine. Like, toilet paper's ridiculous. That should not happen. In real life, you would get soap, water, like, this part of it should be sponsored by Johnson & Johnson baby wipes, because those make sense. Toilet paper does not make sense. And that's not the only thing. We act like germs don't work like germs in the bathroom. We're sitting, like 6 inches above basically a cesspool. Germs can walk. I mean, we're sitting on what they're touching. And I know you guys are thinking in there, well, I'm on that. I put a razor-thin piece of toilet paper above it. Again, germs can walk. Germs can jump. Like, toilets are gross. And what's crazy, we've had the technology, we put a man on the moon, but we can't create something that doesn't have water splash on our moon as we're going. We need advances. We need to stop just being ignorant. We're Americans. We come up with new ideas. We need to demand better, newer bathroom things. And on that note, there's a group of people lately that are making demands that have caught my attention. Who in here has seen the women that are going to wear pants this Sunday? Anyone seen that?
That's my grandma.
Really? That's cool. Hopefully you're not offended.
No.
Okay, so, yeah, if you haven't seen that, you should check the news lately. There's a feminist Mormon group that is going to wear pants this Sunday to church for equal rights. I've been reading to see what they're really going for. I haven't seen a real end goal other than kind of vague equal rights.
She's anti-Mormon, that's why.
Okay, and so there's been 500 women so far that have committed to, yeah, they're going to do it. That's really going to turn some heads. 500 out of 14 million people are going to notice. But even more so, like, I really hope I see someone in my ward, a woman in pants on Sunday. Because I want to call Sister Johnson on Thursday night at 9:30 and say, hey, the Petersons are moving tomorrow morning. Call 5 of your lady friends. You need to help them move. You want equal rights? We'll give equal rights. And then on Sunday morning, I'll call Sister Johnson at 6 in the morning. Oh, sorry we forgot to tell you, but it's actually your name on the list to shovel the snow this morning. Yes, snowed all night. If you have warm pants, wait, we know you got warm pants. Shovel the snow. And I really hope this thing works, because I would love for them to get up in the pulpit and just be like, okay, the women, we're going equal all the way across the board. What that means is no woman is allowed to be around primary kids alone anymore. It's too dangerous. It's not only women. I mean, it works both ways. And men, we get forgotten in a lot of things. And where this really stood out to me was on weddings. For some reason, women act like men shouldn't matter on the wedding day. And I guess I'm dogging on women too much. I don't dislike women. My mom was a woman. I married a woman. I've been married 5 years, learned a lot of things about women. One I'll share with you is why women wear makeup and perfume. Because they're ugly and they stink. Oh, okay, that one. My wife doesn't like that one either. That was my favorite one. So anyway, back to the wedding side of things. So I go to my wedding planner, and I have opinions on everything. And so, same with my wedding day. I had colors, and I'm kind of weird like that, but my wife's telling the wedding planners things she wants. I'm telling things I want. Every time I say something, she's looking at me like, you're not supposed to be talking here. And then I don't care. I just keep saying stuff. And then finally, she looks at me and she says, this is real story, not just part of the act. She says, grooms are actually just an accessory to the bride on wedding days. Like, how jacked up is that? Like, as if a wedding day doesn't matter to the man. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm committing myself to sleep with the same woman for the rest of my freaking life. Like, that's a big day. And I have an idea, though. Us men need to stand up for ourselves. I've got a brilliant plan. All of us, we wear wedding dresses to weddings this year. And I guarantee you, the bride will not be the only thing people notice on that. All right, thank you guys very much. And now the act you guys really want is Jimmy United.
Get him in the back. Me?
Amen, 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 amen. Just ladies. Amen, 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 amen. I'm not done yet. Amen, 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 amen. I didn't necessarily plan on that happening. Actually, that was a spirit of the Lord in me. I felt like, man, this is a day we'll be exceedingly glad. That's nice. It's a Christmas tree. You guys excited for Christmas? Yeah, right? I love Christmas, man. That's my favorite. I mean, not a little bit less this year. Not less, but it's just, you know, I'm turning 31. And that's great. No, I'm really excited about that. It actually it's been more of a problem for the for like the people around me. They seem to really be bothered by the fact that I'm, you know, 31 and not married. I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, you know, it doesn't bother me. But there's this strange stigma that, like, you know, the only way you can actually be happy in life is if you're finally married. And then up until that, your life is just misery. You're just like this lone man wandering through the desert, like reaching for scraps of water. And then you're like looking, it's like always a mirage. Like, oh, I thought that was it. That's not it. And you continue dragging yourself on. I mean, I'm fine. Like, as if like, you know, waking up at 11 o'clock in the morning and doing whatever I want all of the time, and never having to ask anyone if I can buy like a popsicle or a Monster Energy drink. But like, that's like just total misery for me all the time. I mean, the only thing, I mean, I can't have sex. That's an issue. I mean, come on, it's a big deal. I mean, I want to have sex really bad. I think about it like all the time. And, you know, I mean, I kind of want to do it right now. Well, I'm right in front of everybody. It's, you know, I think I'd be really good at it. I saw this movie, and I feel like the things that I can do that, you know? None of those movies, you know? But, you know, other than that, it's just... yeah, I mean, I'll take some videos. It's not a big deal. No. I mean, like, Trey, just forget it. So, the reality to me, I mean, to me, I thought I was gonna happen finally. You know, like I met this girl, you know, and like I liked her, and she dumped me, but and that's fine. No, don't feel. Yeah, I see. Oh, you guys got a lot of sympathy there. Don't feel bad for me. I mean, because really, I mean, she's insane. Well, she's not really insane, but like that's what I tell myself. See, whenever you go through a breakup, I feel like it's really good not to deal with it and face it and, you know, like grow. I think it's better to like create a situation where you win. And the situation where I win is, number one, the first thing is she's insane. That's the first thing to do. Which is really easy with girls because like they're like totally irrational and they're overly emotional and they like, you know, it's, you know, this idea of like, oh, you know, they always want you to like listen to them and like you can't solve their problems, but you have to just like, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I feel, no, if I was in your shoes, I would have done the same thing. And, you know, like, I can't understand the fact that it's a big deal to you that your roommate borrowed your shirt. If she just would have asked you, you would totally said yes, but she didn't ask you, so now you're really upset, but that doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, setting that aside, no. Yeah, so they're insane, first off. Okay, so the second step, and this actually, I feel, is more simple than the first step, which is you just picture them taking a dump. Now, I know we've had a lot of food jokes already, but work with me on this for a second, because you can't. And I think this will go for boys and girls. Okay, I think it's especially girls, because guys really try. Yeah, I know they try to pretend that, you know, girls don't poop, but we know that they do, man. They have to. It goes in. It's got to come out. Okay. So here, I'm gonna let you guys dump into my mind for a moment. Just a little bit. And you can jump in my mind, and I'm gonna show you what I think of. So the way I picture it is like this. So I know. So she's sitting on the toilet. Just came home from the gym, so she's kind of sweaty and gross. Wearing a wife beater, no bra. Now I'm not trying to. Okay, I know, but I'm not going. Hang on. My point is this. Here's what you have to understand. Gravity is beauty's worst enemy, okay? Anything that hangs, droops, or sags is not going to look good. So that's what we want when we're picturing. Remember, we're trying to picture an ugly girl, so we don't think of her as attractive anymore, so we can easily forget her, right? So she's kind of hunched over, she's having a tough time with it a little bit, right? She's got the sweat coming in the armpits, and it's not coming, and so she's kind of getting bored. So then she sort of starts playing with the belly button lint a little bit. Remember, I want her to be gross, right? And so she's playing with the belly button lint a little bit. I'm like, oh, that kind of smells funny. And then she flicks it. It doesn't happen, so she gets up, walks over to the mirror, and then she starts like squeezing blackheads out against the mirror. I promise you, if you do that, no girl will look attracted to you anymore. Poor guy, probably either. I've actually done all that though, unfortunately. And I don't. You know how when you were a kid, you'd take like a couple of bugs or like little creatures, you know, and you'd stick them in a jar, and you just like wait for them to like kill each other or have sex with each other. That's kind of like the idea. No, you guys did. I did that all the time. Okay, I was the only one. Well, I did that a lot, and I felt like a lot of kids did, but you know, I guess a lot of these kids didn't do. So they. So that, like, so the jar, and then you'd, like, if they didn't fight, you just, like, shake it up, you know, and you just get them all excited, and then, like, they'd bump into each other, and then maybe they'd start fighting. So that's what we call a young single adult ward, where the church says, they say, look, we think you're still good people, but we just don't want you around our children. Go off into some rooms by yourself until you know, do that thing, and then when you're ready, you can come back. When there's two of you, and one I don't trust, but two, then I can do it. And the shake it up. Well, that's this 65-year-old retired accountant guy whose name's Brother Smith. He's like, hey Jimmy, I saw you sitting over there all by yourself. Did you happen to see Stephanie over there? No, Bishop, I don't know. But oh yeah, she's looking really cute, don't you think? Dude, you're like 65 years old. And like, no, she's not actually. That's why I run this ward. We're hoping that someone will settle for us in our disgustingness, but and brothers and sisters. Oh, Sister Smith and I would just like to thank you guys. We just love you so much. And we just like to tell you that marriage is the best thing that ever happened to us. I just remember when I was just a little guy and Sister Smith took a chance on me, a dummy like me. And then everyone goes, oh, that's so funny. And now and she made a real, you know, that whole thing. So, but here's the thing I like. So I don't particularly like dating at all. I'm not very good at it, for obvious reasons. But here's the thing I do like about dating, and that is that, like, we are filthy, disgusting, putrid smell. Well, you are. Like, you're disgusting. Like, you are so gross. Like, the things that you do when no one's looking, you're sick, man. Like, you really have problems. But what's great about dating is dating takes all of those disgusting, sick, weirdo things, and you put them in a nice little shell, and you stick them on the counter. And then you go out and you wear like a nice shirt, you know, and you're like, hi, and you like say please and thank you, and you open a door, and you just pretend, and I love that. I love that I don't have to like smell you or deal with you, because like, well, no, because I mean, and I'll be honest, like, that's probably my own personal sort of mind thing that I kind of associate marriage with sort of like being a prisoner of war. You know, like you can't go out and do anything you want to do, and every now and then you always do something really disgusting and gross that degrades you. That's how, you know, like buy tampons or Monistat or whatever it is that I'm not really sure. I don't read the backs of them, but the front makes me feel like I don't want to look at that. And I just don't see, I honestly, like, I just don't see how, like, the whole point of my life is pointing towards, you know, being 45 years old, sitting in a Denny's, you know, with a moons over my hammy in front of us, you know, arguing over which sugar sweetener is better, equal or sweet and low, and like, it's like looking at the ladies, like, oh, you are not the same person I married. Like, you're so much fatter. And, oh, well, I'm not showering. I'm not going to your special, just Denny's. And, you know, and like, you pull out the tip calculator because, like, oh, I don't want to give her $6.95 instead of $6.45. I don't really screw up our finances. So that, and then we go home, and it's like, I sit on the couch, and like, I have to like pretend that I can't smell and feel the reverberation as you're like eking out these little tiny farts. And, you know, and I reach around you and thinking like, well, my arm used to go a lot further around. And in front of us are these two little like drunken midgets that just running around the house, running into stuff, costing me more money, blocking the television, which is like the only source of joy that I have in life, that I paid for. But then I gotta go to church, and like every other guy, I've gotta be like, oh, I'm so lucky that I found this great lady, and my kids are so wonderful. But like really, like the only real luck that I could see is if somehow when I was out hanging up those stupid Christmas lights around the tree, or around the house, that like I'm going up the step ladder and then I trip, and like I fall on the lights, and then the lights string around my neck like a noose, and then I hang from the window, and as I'm standing like swinging in the window like grimacing in pain, you and the children have to see me, and then as I'm just drifting off like into death, like I look in your eyes, and for like the one brief moment, we're finally on the same emotional level because your pain is exactly the same as mine. This is heaven. This is what everyone's been telling me about. I get it now. All right, that's it. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. There was one other thing I wanted to say. So I did want to do, so I decided that every time I do like an act like this, I guess, I was going to like exhibit one other type of art form, just to like to show that like I have range and like I'm artistic and stuff like that. And so so last time it was poetry readings. I don't know if anybody saw that. Yeah, good shit. Thank you. Yeah, it was not an original, but still very good. This time I wanted to do pantomime, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna pantomime now. So this is called The Breakup. That's what this is called. It's prevalent, whatever. And scene. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's it. So there's nothing else. If you guys want to grab food, that's cool, and then just get out of here. So.